video. And today you and I are going to be taking a look at a video titled Superpowers You Can Literally Get Right Now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I only thought superpowers were in movies. So if you guys are as excited for this video as I am, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
Telekinesis. Telekinesis is known as the ability to move things with your mind. Seen by such comic book characters as Jean Grey and Professor X, and the more strong your mind is, the more control that you have over your power, and the more you can lift.
I know it's probably like the most impossible superpower for us to get, but doesn't moving things with your mind sound so sick? I feel like if you have telekinesis, you can do anything.
But there is a science out there that now does use the power of the mind to move certain things, but a computer is also required. It's called BCI, or Body to Computer Interface, and right now it's being used on the paralyzed so that people with disabilities can move around without guidance. All they need is a few interfaces.
So people who are paralyzed can actually use this to help them. I love that. That's really cool. This is why I love technology. It literally helps us in so many ways.
Yeah, technically this is a more limited superpower at the present time, which is why it's so low on my list, but the potential is there to grow the practice. So you soon may be able to get that remote control without having to get off the couch, or you could even move the couch to the remote.
Okay, yeah, that's insane. Imagine having to go grab something, but you're just way too lazy, so you just like get it with your mind.
Immunity to pain. Now another interesting one, but also one that's dangerous in its own right, is not being able to feel pain. And you may think, why would I want such a thing? Well, when your body feels pain, it doesn't just affect your body, it affects your mind and your emotional state. You have to react to the pain or focus to block it out.
I feel like the thing with pain is we're almost supposed to feel it because it literally protects us from getting hurt. Like the reason we don't just touch fire is because we know it's gonna burn. And just because we don't feel it doesn't mean it's not hurting us. So this superpower could actually kind of be scary. Because what if you're hurt and you don't even know because you can't feel it?
Recent takes on this superpower include Ajax from Deadpool and Samson from Arrow Season 5. Both were able not to feel pain, and thus were able to push their bodies to extreme limits. As far as how you can get this superpower, it's actually a disease called congenital insensitivity to pain.
The inability to feel pain is a disease? I had no idea.
There's a danger in not feeling pain. That's because you feel invincible when you're really not, and people who suffer from this disease often have bit off parts of their own body, like their tongues or fingers, because they didn't feel the pain of doing the action.
Oh my god, okay, that is very graphic. People have bitten off their own tongues and fingers. I understand the tongue maybe by accident, but how do you accidentally bite your finger off?
An iron suit. If there's one thing that comics have taught us over the years, it's that you don't need to have real superpowers to be a superhero. Characters like Batman and Wildcat and even Iron Man prove that if you have the skills and the cash, you can do whatever's necessary to get the job done.
I would consider an iron suit a superpower. Honestly, it's more of a fashion statement.
As it turns out though, it's actually closer than you think. Japan has developed the HAL 5. It's an exoskeleton, meaning you wear it on the outside of your body, that can do some pretty incredible things. It's meant for lower tier things like working in a factory or helping out with disasters, and it obviously doesn't have the ability to fly yet, but it is a working suit, and with each advancement in technology, it's even going to get better.
I do have to admit, even though I don't think it's a superpower, it is a really cool gadget. It's basically just a whole suit that you put on your body. Honestly, it looks really cool, and I'm sure it's fun. So you know what? Even though it's not a superpower, I try it out. Although I feel like I might get a little claustrophobic in there.
Wall crawling. Spider-Man may be one of the most popular superhero characters of all time, and probably because he's beloved for many of his powers. One of the biggest one being wall crawling. Now, while it's true that it isn't the coolest of Spidey's powers, it really can't be ignored.
When I was little, I would always try to see if I could crawl the walls like Spider-Man could. Plot twist, I couldn't. But I always thought it was so cool, so if that's possible, I would totally love to try it.
In fact, the idea has become so appealing that DARPA apparently has a device that's going to let you climb up walls. It's pretty cumbersome, but it is a beginning. And moreover, there are two different theories on how you can improve the process. Some people use a nanotube technology and think it's the way to go, as it'll hook into the thing that you're connected to on a molecular level, while others feel that a special kind of glue is the best way, as you're literally going to stick to the surface.
There's something that just seems so entertaining about being able to like run on top of buildings and just be able to grasp onto anything. I'm sure being Spider-Man is so much fun.
Bulletproof. Today's world is violent, massively violent in fact. There are a lot of characters that are bulletproof for one reason or another. Superman, because of his connection to the sun. Luke Cage is legendary for his whole body being bulletproof because of an accident. But what about the common man? What can we do to be bulletproof?
I don't know, I feel like we already have so many things that are bulletproof.
Well, the obvious answer is to get a bulletproof vest, but obviously that raises problems because you can't wear it all the time. Believe it or not, there is a company in Colombia that makes bulletproof clothing. It's actually really clever if you think about it, because you can now be bulletproof without drawing any attention to yourself.
So they're super undetectable, super spy style.
Naturally, there are other options that include a flexible body armor that's used by soldiers around the world, but either way, while you'll never have full protection, it'll be nice to have at least a little.
Again, I don't really know if it's a superpower because it might not work, but it is worth a shot. No pun intended.
The power of healing. Made most famous perhaps by Wolverine, having a healing factor is going to be dramatically epic. Get a cut? Well, it'll be healed up in no time. Get stabbed? The wound is going to seal itself.
Whenever people talk about living forever, I always wonder, would that be the best decision for us as people? I feel like if we all lived forever, things would just get really messy. And honestly, everything I've learned from every vampire movie ever has taught me that being immortal isn't as fun as it sounds.
And unsurprisingly, people have been trying to develop a way of self-healing for a long time, and it's interesting for sure. Now, apparently, pharmaceutical companies are working hard on a self-healing drug. In theory, it could even help those in dire conditions who don't have the healing factor in them. There are many different variations on how it can be done. Some believe in nanomachines, while others, well, they think that using the body's own system is going to help make healing go that much faster.
Imagine if that happened in our lifetime. That would literally be insane.
Invisibility. Now, when people ask each other what superpower they want, invisibility is often near the top, and it's not really hard to see why. And it can also be used in your everyday life. It makes perfect sense why you'd want it. And so, are we all that close to it?
I have to say, invisibility is so cool. You could literally sneak into any restaurant, any concert, any room, anywhere. You could literally go sit next to the Queen of England if you wanted to.
Certain variations of invisibility are available right now. There's a cloaking device that can actually shield items from view, and it does so by making sure that the light of the world, or other various objects, bounces off the object in such a way that it renders it invisible. However, the cloak that I mentioned does have a key flaw, one that bends the law of physics. If you move, light has to bounce off of you in such a way that your form is revealed. Light had to bend or bounce off of something, right? A plus to it, though, is that the cloak is apparently made of silk, which is very fancy and also very soft.
Okay, so it doesn't work as well as they hope, but they are saying that it's pretty fancy and comfortable. So if anything, you get some points for good fashion.
Super speed. Another one of the Holy Grail superpowers is super speed. I mean, come on. The Flash, Quicksilver, Jay Garrick, and more? I mean, why wouldn't you want super speed?
You basically would never need a car ever again. You can just run everywhere.
Various governments are working hard to try and make their next soldiers even faster and stronger, which is why this superpower is technically available now. There's an exoskeleton-like object that can let a person run farther and jump higher. And there's also a jetpack of sorts to help the runner not just get faster, but also not tire out while doing it. Still, there's no way at the present time to go the kind of speeds that Flash or Quicksilver does, though we can hope for the future, right?
It seems pretty cool. I wonder how much it costs.
Super strength. The other major Holy Grail superpower is, of course, super strength. Being able to lift up cars with one hand or punch through solid stone without a scratch. It's very pleasing and intriguing. First, there's something that you can make stronger on your own. It's called adrenaline. The special chemical that's inside of you gives you enhanced strength, speed, and reflexes, and a whole lot more. In one of the most famous cases of adrenaline ever, a lady moved her car because it was pinching her child.
The woman just lifted the car up like it was nothing. So adrenaline is actually a really big thing.
Currently on the market, there are exoskeletons that help in moving things around, and they can be quite efficient in getting those things done, though they are a little bit flashy. If you're looking to be Superman though, a man with so much power he doesn't even know what to do with it, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer.
So a pattern I'm noticing with a lot of these superpowers is that a lot of them are exoskeletons. Basically things we attach to our body to help us become more advanced. But I really wish there was a way to make us naturally have superpowers. Listen, I know that's like basically impossible, but like it's cool to think about.
Flight. Out of all the superpowers, the one that ranks highest in the polls is flight. So many heroes and villains and characters fly that there's no time to run them all down. However, the appeal of the power is worth talking about. Now imagine being able to soar into the skies, above the ground, and over the seas, going just about anywhere you wanted to. And it is possible, scarily possible in fact, but practically it's always been an issue. That's because jetpacks and rocket packs have been around for decades, and each attempt with them aims to bring us that much closer to where every man, woman, and child has one. I predict, however, they'll be the new cell phone craze in a number of years.
Imagine jetpacks become as popular as phones. Oh my god, the world would change completely. I would personally love to be able to fly because I hate airplanes, and if I could avoid airplanes by flying myself to places, that would be a dream come true. Alright you guys, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Comment down below which superpower you would love to have the most. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!